Okay, so continuing on now with our minor 251 ideas, and we're using key of C minor. We've got a D half diminished, and the scale for that would be like an F melodic minor. So D ya da do ya da wa di ya bi ya da do do da 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 ya da 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 ya ya do ya do. That's that sound, and I like to practice it not thinking about F melodic minor, because that's not the sound you're playing. Very similar, and in fact a lot of the notes are quite consonant when you're playing melodic minor modes, right? But I want to think of that just in case you've got in a song with all these half diminished. You don't want to be thinking, oh, it's this minor sound. If I do B flat, let's hang on D flat. That's a really long way of thinking about music, or trying to get to the music of the sound. And so that's why I treat modes really seriously, and actually sit down and learn what they all are and how to play them in many different positions, and just get used to the sound as a distinguished individual sound, usable sound for composing and improvising, rather than like a mode of a minor key, a melodic minor sound, or mode of harmonic minor, or mode of major scale. I think of that as a minor 9 flat 5, and I know what the tones are and what the notes are in this key: D, E, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, and you know, I like to think of that sound as being the target notes rather than an F melodic minor, even though those two are quite related. That is the relative key for that minor sound. Anyway, then we go to the G alter, which is an A flat melodic minor. That's where it's derived from, but again I'm thinking G altered. That's the sound I'm thinking of, rather than I'm not thinking that, I'm thinking that sound. Again, that mode thing. And then we do have a melodic minor sound, mode 1 of a melodic minor. And so those are the three sounds that we're going to use. So we could, in theory, we could say F melodic minor, A flat melodic minor, and C melodic minor, which is like F flat third up, and then a major third up. That's one kind of way of looking at it. But I still like to look at it as those individual chords. Anyway, the next thing we do is we play through these scales in a manner that is musical. You can practice them just going up and down, or down, and then from the C. But that to me is kind of like really unmusical. We don't have melodies that go boom. We have bass lines that do that, and always be starting from the tonic. We kind of have melodies that would look like this on a stave, right? Maybe in jazz you get a little bit more of this, but generally the notes are close together. So there, when I changed back to the 2 chord, I left off of an E flat on that C minor to an E natural, back to the E flat for the G altered, down to the D. And so my melodic process in my brain, I'm thinking, let's stay close. I just call it close movement, but that's what I think. Let's stay close to what we've just played. So when I'm even if I am moving, I'm kind of trying to do it in a melodic fashion, but I'm kind of moving on the chord. I'm not moving, you know, when the chord changes, I'm moving just a small amount, you know. So I'm not doing this thing starting from the tonic 1 3 5 7 or 1 2 3 5, or just the scale going up and down. And it's a bit more of a musical thing. Exact same thing applies to chords, which I'll just do a lesson on in a second for you guys.